Morning. Hi, guys. Welcome to our coaching showcase. My name is Molly Thayer, and I'm so glad. How many? 400. Oh, it keeps going up. 430 are here now. Hold on, let me change this. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. And look, thanks for taking time on a Saturday morning to come and listen. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that your coach invited you. So please know that. That's very, not everyone's invited. You got invited for a reason. So I want you to open your ears and listen and just see this incredible lineup of coaches that we have. Very different stories, very different starting points and backgrounds. And I think that's the really interesting thing is you're probably going to see yourself in somebody. So sit back and relax as we watch. There will be a jot form that comes in the chat. So that's what you will fill out. And you can talk to your coach about that too, but you will see the link very easily in the chat. All right. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it to Holly.
As you watch this, the weight loss transformations are absolutely obvious. They're wonderful and incredible. I want you to look closer though, because it's not just a physical change. Becoming a coach has really helped all of us with personal development, with confidence, with helping others, truly helping others, because we have experienced all of it. Do you know what it's like to help people every day, to help people change their lives? It makes me want to cry. Look how different everyone is. Oh, so you're supposed to do this. I want you to sit back and relax. I want you to listen. One of these coaches is going to speak to you today, and you're going to hear something you've never heard before. And you're going to recognize yourself, and you're going to say yes.
Hey everybody, my name is Melissa Tarleton. I am so happy that y'all are here today. This is an opportunity that I never saw coming, and I want to take a second to kind of give you a little bit of background on how I got here and tell you why I know this is the next right step for you. So I want to know, you can put it in the chat or you can just whisper it to yourself. How many people on this call have that little voice inside of you that says, there is more? There is more to this life than what I am living right now, and I believe it, but I can't see it. So if any of you said, yeah, that's me, that was me too. And that was almost 6.5 years ago. I had started this program kicking and screaming. So if anybody else was a terrible client, apologize to your coach and then also know that you can transform your whole life with this. But I started this program and I had zero intention of coaching. And I told my coach, don't even talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. Stop. That's not for me. But the more she kept talking, so if your coach keeps talking, it's because they recognize that there's something in this opportunity that you need. The more she kept talking, the more I heard this. I had been looking for a way to bring meaningful income, not side hustle income, into my family for a long time, but I kept running into the obstacle of childcare. And it was a hard thing because everything I was equipped to do, I would be paying almost everything I made, and then I'd be away from my babies, and I didn't really want that. And if there's anybody else out there who feels like maybe you don't like need the money, I said that we really did though. But what I really needed was to feel like I had a meaningful life and a meaningful job and that I was equal to my husband in both earning and in kind of like grown-up status. And so I realized that I could coach with my children there. They have grown up in this business with me. And I'm so glad that I said yes to this because two things happened. Number one, my weight loss stuck. So if any of you are terrified you're going to regain this weight, I was too. And I can tell you this is the answer. The fact that I publicly tell people I lost 50 pounds and I know how to keep it off forever is why I actually keep it off. The fact my clients are watching me and doing this with me is why I keep it off. So you're buying an insurance policy. But beyond that, it gave me this opportunity to work as hard as I wanted to work, to help my family as much as I wanted to help them with my children there. And so when I started coaching, I realized something. I didn't know what I was doing. No clue. Absolutely none. So if you guys are all like, I don't think I can help people lose weight because I've been overweight my whole life, same. Most of us have been. But once I leaned into my coach and she was like, all you have to do is be coachable. I didn't even know what that meant, but she really just meant, I'm going to tell you what to do. And even if you're scared, you just do it. It was really cool. More and more clients started coming to me. The paycheck started to get bigger. And all of a sudden, I started checking things off this little mental list I had of what this job was going to give me. It went from paying for my food to creating an emergency fund for my family to paying off debt to giving us fun things like vacations that we couldn't afford before this to big stuff. So I also want to talk to the future you because Optavia is always talking to the current you and the future you. Future me had no idea that I was going to need what this opportunity gave me, but I can tell you that my children's future is different because I said yes 6 years ago. The biggest gift that coaching has given to my family, and I always cry when I talk about this, is I have two boys. They were little when I started. They're leaving me really soon. And my oldest one is applying to college right now. And if I hadn't done this 6 years ago, if I hadn't prepared for something I didn't even know was coming, we would have to say, we're going to do the best we can, but these are the options that you have. But here's my 4 minutes. Because I've worked really hard, because I'm really committed to helping as many clients as possible, as many of you help clients as possible, I get to say to him, buddy, you go where you're supposed to go. And Optavia will take care of that for us. And that is something I couldn't even dream of that the day I started. So I want you to know you could be preparing for something that's not here yet that you can't even see with your yes today. And I want you to listen to all of these ladies. We come from all different backgrounds, all different places, but we all have a common commitment to helping you learn how to grow this business. So I'm going to turn it over to my brilliant and wonderful coach who changed my life, Kristen.
Well, thank you. And I have a co-host here today, who was young, really young when I started coaching too. And you already are doing better than your stepfather. He looked kind of funny on the last one of these calls. He got very nervous. What I would love to do is talk to you guys a little bit about what coaching kind of looks like and why you should coach. Now, here's the thing. Let me switch my view real quick. Actually, I'm gonna do some housekeeping first. Number one, putting the jot form in the chat again. I keep getting some questions in here that make sure you guys have filled out the jot form. If you are on this call and you are not a coach yet, fill out that form. You are not selling your soul or guaranteeing your life away or anything. This is just a form that says, yeah, I'm kind of interested. Those girls were sort of weird, but also kind of intriguing. So maybe I want to do this. Okay. You are not committing to anything. And you know what? Some of y'all might fill out the jot form. I may read it and be like, you know what? Melissa Tarleton, you're awesome, but it's not time yet for you to coach. Okay. And that's all right too. We want to look at where you guys are and see if coaching would be a good fit. Because the last thing we want is someone to say yes to something that they're not ready for and that might make them feel worse about themselves. We want y'all to say yes to coaching and it to completely change your life. So, a little bit about my story. I was always the heaviest girl in the room. Anybody else feel that way, or the biggest girl in the room? Can somebody else put the jot form back in again, into the chat? I was always the one that was bigger than everybody else. And if what I say or anybody else says connects to you, write the word connected in the chat. So I had tried 1,197 diet programs before. Anybody else done that? Every single one of them I failed because, of course, I failed because I was still looking for something that worked, right? I saw somebody, she had lost 10 pounds. I said, what the heck are you doing? And I called her coach, who was Lene Rogers, who is now one of my very best friends on the planet. I didn't know what I was signing up for. I didn't care. I needed hope. And I needed to not think. So I talked to Lene that night, got signed up on program. Over the next 10 days, I lost about 9 pounds. And on that 10th day, I said, I'm ready to coach. I was still obese. I was still well over 200 pounds. Lene and I were like the blinds leading the blind, which I actually think was really a good thing for our business. We didn't know how it worked. We just knew the program worked and we knew we wanted to help people. Our fear was not what will people think of us. Our fear was, what if I don't help that next person? And I want to ask you that. Is the fear that's holding you back the fear of what will people think? Because shouldn't it really be, what if I don't help enough people? That's what this is about, y'all. So, coaching change, I had to tell everyone, and I'll ask you guys this. If you go into Target and you see a pair of blue jeans at Target, and you put on those blue jeans, and you put them on, and Pam Morgan, you put those jeans on, and you look like a 26-year-old supermodel, and they're $10, what are y'all going to do? You're going to grab your phone. You're going to call all your friends and you're going to say, Lene, you've got to go to Target right now. I need you to walk down the first aisle, take a right, do not stop, buy 6 pairs of these blue jeans. They make you look like a supermodel. You don't think twice about that, do you? That's exactly how we share this gift. It's that simple. So I wanted Banks to come on. This is my son, Banks. He's 12. When he started, I actually started on his 6th birthday, I think it was 6th or 7th birthday. He has witnessed his mom go from a full-time decorator and artist dragging these kids around all these homes and used to call them estate sales, but they were actually people's homes. And we would go everywhere. I was schlepping these kids around to this being my full-time job. And what would you tell other people who are moms on here who are thinking like, yeah, I may want to do this?
Well, I just like it. You might be thinking like if you're on your phone working all the time, you're abandoning your kids, which is what she thinks a lot. It's really not that. It's just like if you're on your phone, we know you're working and yeah, we just that's how you pay for the trips and good Christmases.
That is how you pay for trips and good Christmases. Banks, what are your favorite trips?
Cabo, that was really fun. I went to Pinehurst and yeah.
So when you see your mom working on their phone, okay, what is something that you kind of like about the fact that I might be working?
Well, she can't bug me about going to play video games, so that's a good plus.
So it's a good plus, right?
Yes.
And it's been nice. I mean, and you can tell them your mom was a single mom for a big part of this. And did I ever miss picking you up from anything or?
Nope. Went to all the T-ball games, all the stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really amazing, y'all. Now here's the thing, okay? If you know me, I call people I really like dumb butts, okay? When they're being a dumb butt, all right? It's kind of a
Yes.
thing, right? I learned it from my dad. So we're going to have the next 30 seconds be called Don't Be a Dumb Butt in making this decision, all right? Optavia is giving a $600 bonus for new coaches this month who only have 3 new clients. And I say only because y'all all have 3 family members. Most of you do. Family, friends. The orders don't even have to be full orders. They can just be the awesome Ascend bundles or active bundles. Optavia is giving a $600 bonus on top of your paycheck for 3 clients. And for 5 clients, you get a $1,000 bonus on top of your paycheck. Okay. So that would be you earning either $775 this month or $1,400 this month. It would be a dumb butt decision not to, right? Like, try it. Why not? Why not go all in for coaching this month, earn that $1,000 bonus and see how that would feel? Like, really think about that. Could that help your family after Christmas with credit card bills, with camps coming up? You know how they make you sign up for camps back in January for the summertime? Like, think about how that impacts your family and know that every dollar you make with Optavia means somebody else got healthy. That's our goal here is to help spread this massive impact. And y'all, it's been the most life-changing thing that I've ever done. So, all right, am I handing it back to Molly?
Yes, thank you, Kristen. And you know what else? Banks loves some room service. I think that's another thing. Look at him. He loved to lay out in the bed and have some room service. It's the funniest thing ever, which is my kind of person, Banks, just so you know. We're on the same page. So y'all, it's interesting too. Kristen and I started coaching the same year, all in 2018. We started playing and coaching, and Lene is our coach. So we're kind of like sisters under Lene, which is very cool. And every person speaking on this, I was just thinking, I'm like, I have a true friendship and many awesome memories with each person. Like me and Donna walking with Dr. A at Sundance down the mountain, and Lene and Patrick. Like there's so many, but we'll get to that. Okay, we have a rapid fire panel coming up next with 4 of my favorite people. So I'm going to let y'all take it away.
Okay, if I can unmute myself, I totally will. All right, I'm unmuted.
All right. Good morning. I'm Nicole Mott. I'm going to talk to you about accountability this morning. Accountability. It's a weird word and we throw it around a lot. But it's the reason that most people give when they say yes to coaching. I am one of those. I became a coach, and I'm going to say this because I'm very frank, purely for the accountability, but it was 100% selfish. And that's okay. I said yes because it was still about me. That was what I needed at the time. I did not get into coaching to help mankind. I'm telling you that right now. That's not me. The helping people part sounded real nice, but that wasn't the driver. The driver was me. The extra money, that sounded really nice too, but again, not a big driver. So that word, accountability, what does that even mean when it comes to coaching? Well, we use that word, but how do you get accountability from being a coach? It's simple. Being accountable only to myself never worked in the past. So why would it have been any different this time? On plan or as a coach? It probably wouldn't have for me. I needed more. Y'all, I love my coach. Molly's my coach and she's awesome, but she and I weren't going to be able to keep future me in line. I needed something else. And I needed this group of coaches that I didn't even know involved for my own good. And that's really weird to say. The bottom line is you get as much or more from the relationships with your clients than they get from you. We're not the Wizard of Oz in the background. We're just someone that has gone through what they're currently going through, and we're holding hands. If I am coaching someone to do our plan successfully and holding their hand every step of the way, I am much less likely to go dive into a bag of Doritos after that conversation. No one wants to be a fraud, and it will help you to stay on your own journey. I love the bus analogy. If I'm driving a bus and I'm on that bus alone and things get hard, I'm going to drive it right off a cliff. If I'm driving that same bus with a bunch of people that depend on me, it will reach its destination pretty smoothly. Anybody else feel that way? 100% me. If it's just me, I don't care. But if it's somebody else, I do care. I was very resistant to coaching, mostly because I didn't know what to expect, which is common and totally understandable. I think all of us feel that way. It does take a little bit of a leap of faith, but didn't signing up for program take that too? It definitely did. What I figured out real quickly was that accountability led to so much more. It pulled the vulnerability out of me that was necessary for my own personal growth. I cannot think of another vehicle that could have possibly accomplished that. My transformation was achieved because I became a coach. I could not have reached my goal, and I certainly wouldn't have stayed there for the past 4 years without being a coach. I took a chance on the unknown, and it paid off in ways I never, ever expected that it would. What I'm sure of now is that I needed and still very much need the accountability of helping others in order to help myself. Monica, you're up.
Hey, y'all. I'm Monica Kamak. I was a teacher for 13 years when I started coaching, and I just want to see everybody's hands. Like, of the coaches on here, who was afraid to start coaching? Like, who had a fear? Okay. Of the people on here, who's had more than 5 clients? Okay, so all of these people were afraid, and all of these people started, and all these people have changed at least 5 lives. So when I started, I just want to tell you, I was in the same mind frame that many of you were. Like, I thought, how would I have the time? I mean, I was a teacher, and I was like a middle school and varsity coach, like sports coach. I was in grad school. I didn't know where would I create that time, and I didn't want to stress myself out with wanting to achieve more, you know? But what I didn't realize, and I hope you get this from this call, is that coaching actually creates space. It creates options. It creates a relaxation and also like a fulfillment in your life that you are searching for. There's a ripple effect of your own transformation. So yes, you need to continue transforming in your mind, your body, and your finances. But that's only good for your life and your families. And the ripple effect of your transformation is all of these faces on the screen. I thought I was afraid of like how my identity would change. I taught at an all girls school. I live in New Orleans. And, I had a solid reputation as a teacher among kids and among adults too. And I was afraid that was my identity as a good person, and as my coaching career took off and I was able to retire from teaching, I thought that I would be challenged with that identity, but really it was like I became that person who was very healthy and who helped other moms and dads get healthy. I became that really happy person. I became a person that instead of calling for a cocktail, in a nice restaurant in New Orleans, people would call me to be like, do you have a personal development book that you could recommend because I'm struggling with this? So it's only created those options and space in my life. It's changed my mind for sure. To be more positive and it comes out of my mouth. So now I have this new baby I didn't realize I would have, like Melissa talked about. You don't realize what's coming up in your life. I didn't realize I'm 40 that I would have this little 1-year-old. I'm almost 41 actually. He was born, I was 40. And now I have this flexible schedule. I'm at home with him. And everything that he hears, even now, is just like positivity and challenging people to go for more. So I just want everyone to know that you can create a legacy here. And it creates more space and options and happiness in your life and fulfillment. And you can create a legacy for the people to come. And we as a team help you figure this out. We know what we're doing. We help you achieve your dreams. You're not alone. So even though you feel a little fear, it's probably a good sign and you should definitely do it. Hallie Gant.
Okay. Hey, y'all. All right. How many of y'all have a job? How many of y'all are sitting in an office? Put an O in the chat or a zero or whatever. How many of y'all are going to work full time and you're like, how in the world am I going to do this? Well, that was me, 2020. I had success on plan after not having success. My story is way longer than 2 minutes. And all of my coworkers, even on Zoom, started noticing, what are you doing? What is happening? And so a friend or a coworker would go to my coach because I don't have time to coach, right? So finally, everyone's watching my success, and my coach is saying, come on, you should coach. Come on, you should coach. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm too busy. I have a job. I've got kids. But you know what, you guys? Let's get real. I was still laying awake at night, wondering how I was going to do this. You know why? Because I was making a fixed salary that no matter what I did would maybe go up 2%, whatever it might be in that year. There was nothing more that I could really do. And I would lay awake at night thinking about the debt I had, the camp that Kristen was talking about, the, paying for kids' insurance, a student loan, still having student loans as an adult, the shame, the guilt, but still going to work every day, taking my kids to daycare, and just watching that paycheck go in and go out. So if you're working hard and you're making a paycheck and you're negative before you know it, and you're playing the game like everything is really great out there on Facebook, like I'm your girl. That was me. So there is a way to make more. And it's kind of like that answer that you've been praying for was exactly what happened to me. And one thing that I realized in my office job, as much as I love it, that I wasn't fulfilling my purpose of helping other people in my own way that I really wanted to. And then guess what? Coaching got great. I brought people on board. I was one that was actually naturally interacting with people every day in an office. Like, that was the great thing for me. People would see me and I would sign them up, and then I'd have a coaching portfolio, and then they'd find out. And it was just so much fun, and just gave me such purpose. And then life threw us a curveball, and my husband's father got sick, and he ended up having to be a caretaker. And guess what? This little girl who laid awake at night having a W-2 job, worrying about how we were going to pay the bills, now had a husband who couldn't bring in income either. And Optavia was that answer for me. So this story is much longer than 2 minutes, as I said. I would love to talk to you more if you have questions and you're in this situation where you're like, how can I do this with an office job, but I know that I need more income and more purpose in my life. Believe me, this will do those things for you, and you should take that leap because it will change your life. It will change your life more than you ever know. All right, Donna, let you go.
Okay, I think I'm on now. I'm sorry. Wow, people. On August 5th of 2020, I was so depleted. I was a 61-year-old widow who only wanted to smile again. I was lonely, hopeless, and barely surviving during a COVID epidemic.
That night I had done the math and I realized if I lived as long as my parents, I had 20 more years to live in my house alone, numbing my grieving heart with alcohol every night. What a dismal life I envisioned myself sitting with other widows on Sunday mornings at church and joining them after church for lunch or traveling on the church bus to see plays and eating dinner afterwards. That's what our widows did. And I imagined myself spending countless hours alone. I loved each of these ladies in my church, but that seemed like such a perfect lifestyle that would help me even age quicker and remind me of what I was missing. The alcohol that I used nightly to numb was taking me further down a dark spiral. Then I found Optavia, and this was the ladder that helped me climb out of that dark canyon. I had to do the work, but this community truly held that ladder as I climbed out. 1 month and 13 pounds later, my coach asked me about coaching. I didn't think I had the capacity to help others. I had just started taking care of myself. Then I remembered something that a respected gentleman shared with me probably 20 years prior. He said, being blessed means being able to help others. Wow. Y'all, that wasn't a coincidence that I remembered that night. That was the nudge I needed to help me realize that I was lonely and I had discovered a solution to a 4-decade weight challenge. So perhaps I could share this with others. What a blessing that I said yes and started coaching the next day. Had I met my goal? No. Did I know how to coach? No. Did I know how Optavia even worked? No. I just knew it worked for me, and that's all I needed to know. And I trusted my coach in weight loss, and she told me to trust her during this, and I did it. I leaned into her. Prior to coaching, I hated lonely mornings in my home. Then my lonely hours were filled with dings of my phone when I got to celebrate wins with clients. My life was filled with purpose, helping clients feel confident, celebrating their wins. My clients and I shared cheers and happy tears. One of my clients recently told me she was winning by losing. How cool is that? She loves that she's lost pain and hopelessness, but she's also found someone who truly believes in her. Coaching truly helped me redirect my focus from my loneliness and depressing life to helping others and to offering them hope. I was truly embraced by this wonderful, positive community. Each person's story inspired me. Everyone is so positive, hopeful, and passionate about helping others. I love positive people. I love being part of this community that lifts me up and inspires me to keep moving. They truly help me dream again. I attended Rise, a conference in Dallas in 2022 with this amazing community, and we enjoyed many conversations. But one of those conversations was definitely not one that I expected. Some of these awesome, much younger coaches encouraged me to look for a soulmate via Match.com. And I trusted them and others and developed my profile. Would I have ever done that prior to Optavia? No, I was too messy. I gained so much as I pursued my health goals and grew exponentially through each. I was then ready to find someone very special, and it truly worked. I was reconnected with an amazing man from my past, and Rich and I got married on May 4th of last year. Thank you, Optavia. Optavia helped me find love again. This journey has helped me step far out of my comfort zone. During our travels, I have experienced so many firsts: snorkeling, kayaking, snow skiing, even wearing a bikini on the beach in Spain. I love seeing my pictures from these travels, and I'm actually smiling in each. And y'all, my smile is so authentic. So, coach with us. If your dreamer is broken, we can help you fix it. Thank you, Optavia Coaching, for helping me get healthy, for giving me hope, for encouraging me to keep growing and to pursue happiness. I heard early in my coaching career this quote: and when you get to where you're going, turn around and help her too. For there was a time not long ago when she was you. I'm so happy I didn't wait to get to where I was going. I started after I saw it was working, and I knew I could help that next person, and you can too. please join us. We'd love to have you with us. Thank you.
Yeah. Righty. I can't handle it. I mean, y'all, to see all that, it just, Donna. Okay. Lonnie, your turn. I can't talk. Go ahead, Lonnie.
It's a little hard for
Best
me.
Snow White ever, Lonnie.
It's a little hard for me to talk as well because Donna, I love you, and I remember being part of that conversation in Dallas, and we were all cheering you on. We didn't know each other. That was the first time I'd ever met you, and now you are one of my dearest friends. And so, y'all, this is real. Like what you're seeing with us, we care about each other's lives, and that's not what I'm supposed to talk about. But Donna, really, you just got me. Thank you. Okay, so I am talking about today actually my favorite part of coaching, which is the mentoring model. So raise your hand or put a 5 in the chat if you are feeling like maybe you don't know enough to be a coach. You just don't know the ins and outs of the 5-in-1. You don't know everything. You don't know how to handle questions and objections. That is one of the biggest concerns that I hear and all of us hear. It's a very common objection. A lot of us started coaching really soon. Kristen started coaching 9 days in. Do you think she knew it all? No, she just knew you ate the feelings, drank some water, and lost the weight. That's all she needed to know. I started coaching 3 weeks in because my mom and best friend wanted to do it. And my coach even called me and said, there's more to being a coach than just signing people up. I had no clue. I'm actually a certified executive coach and leadership development consultant. So I thought I knew how to coach, but not this plan. I had no idea. So here is the good news for all of you who are thinking that. You only need to know 3 things. Well, number 1 is if you're on the 5-in-1, you need to know how to count to 5. Number 2, you need to know that the plan works because you are on it and you're experiencing success. And number 3, you just need to know that you care about helping people. That's it. Your mentors will take it from there. We will jump in, we will hold your hand, and very likely someone on this showcase today is going to be part of your mentoring line. Well, pretty much every single one of you, because Kristen or Lene is going to be part of your mentoring line, or Melissa, and all of us actually will be part of your mentoring team because we all work together. What you see now is not what we were then when we started coaching. So what Donna just described about herself, we were not where we are now. Some of us were very scared. We didn't want to post, some of us threw a post, but most of us didn't. We were unsure. We didn't want to seem salesy. We didn't think we had enough time, all the things that we hear you say. But we leaned on the people who went before us. That's it. So when I started coaching, that's what I did. And my mentor, Christy Beeler, is one of my very best friends, and she is part of my daily life. I did not know Christy before I started. We talk every day, whether it's text or phone call, and I am 3.5 years in, and I still work with Christy to help me figure out what's next. Your mentor is with you every step of the way. So the way our mentoring ship works in Optavia, we are your partners from day one. And your mentor may be your health coach, and it may be their coach or their coach. Your health coach will be part of it, but you will always have a mentor who's been here a while and really knows how to build a business, and it may be along with your coach. Your mentors will guide you step by step. We will take your hand and we will guide you. We'll be right by your side, but we'll be one step ahead of you, making sure you know exactly what to do. And the most successful coaches realize that they're doing something they've never done before. Who's ever able to waltz into a job and just do it without any training? Tell me one job. 0. So the most successful coaches are willing to just lean on their mentors instead of trying to do it their own way. That is the key. And constantly asking what's next, and their mentor is there to give them the next step. You do not have to figure it out on your own. We are here to guide you, and we will give you the confidence until you have your own, just like your coach did on the 5-in-1. When you started the 5-in-1, you didn't believe it would work. You didn't know what to do. It seemed overwhelming. And your coach told you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and this is going to happen. And it came true as long as you followed it. The same thing with mentoring. So you're going to learn while doing. We're not going to throw you a big manual or a big resource guide and say, good luck. You're going to learn by working with your real clients with your mentor, your co-coaching. In fact, when I talk to my clients about coaching, I say, let's partner together. I don't say, do you want to just become a coach? I say, do you want to partner with me to help others? We will actually be taking the lead in coaching your first clients with you and mainly doing the heavy lifting. You're going to be there observing and learning, and we're going to build your confidence. And also, beyond just your mentoring coach, you have this amazing team. And I hate to brag, but I'm not really that sorry. Our team is wildly successful. We are growing. And for all the teams in Optavia, our team is always on the leaderboards because we know what we're doing. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that so you know you have people who know what they're doing. The coaches you are seeing on this call and many others, you're going to know us. You're going to be friends with us. You're going to be on trips with us. You're going to be having conversations like we did with Donna. And we all work together to make sure you know what you need to know. We offer valuable trainings on skills, and we also help you grow as a person. We help stretch you. And I'm in the business of leadership development, but I've learned more about personal development in the last 3.5 years than I ever have in my life. So in closing, what I want to let you know is right now there's urgency. As Kristen mentioned, you have the opportunity to earn $600 or $1,000, and this is the last month that's possible. Your mentors know how to do that. We understand the products and plans. We know just what to do to help you get that bonus. And that is our laser focus this month. Any new coach that joins, that's our number one priority, is to help you get 3 clients or 5 clients so you can earn that extra money while having an impact on other people. And last thing I want to say is you don't know what you don't know yet, just like when you started the plan. So borrow our confidence until you have your own. All right, Molly, back to you.
Thanks, Lonnie. And Lonnie's the best Snow White ever. Just so you know, a group of us dressed up as Disney princesses at Disney last year. And that's the kind of fun things that we do together. So I'm actually taking this part. And this part is, what if I'm not at my goal weight? How do I start if I'm nowhere near my goal weight? Or if I keep stumbling? Y'all, people want to do it with you. I started 2 weeks in, I had lost 7 pounds. That's it. Oh, and you don't have to be a social media genius. My first post was a casserole. I'm not kidding, like it was some recipe from Sandy's Kitchen. And we did just fine. It's fine. I remember where I was standing when Lene asked me to coach. Like, it's that vivid of a memory. And I knew I had to say yes 2 weeks in, because every time I had tried to lose weight my whole life, I was great at losing it, and I was really, really good at gaining it back, like a pro, every time. So I knew I had to do something different, and that was coaching. Also, when you signed up with your coach, you picked your coach, right? You didn't really know what Optavia was. I threw my credit card at Lene. A box of anchors could have shown up at my house. When I tell you, I had no idea, none. She was on vacation. I'm like, I don't care. She tried. I didn't want, here's my credit card. So truly, you already, you have a connection with your coach, most of you, unless you were placed with someone or assigned from corporate. You trust that person. So that's what's unique about you. They trust in buying you, and you can scale yourself. You can. That's who people want to work with, is you, and they want to do it with you. So please know, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be one step ahead. You're already here. Don't you believe in Optavia? Has it worked for you? Put a 1 in the chat if it's worked for you. I'm assuming every one of you on here believes in the plan and you know it works. So you just have to be one step ahead. How many times did you start a cabbage soup diet or dry January, or I'm going to Weight Watchers or whatever I'm going to do, and I want my friends to go with me? Like, you don't want to do it alone, right? You want accountability. So why don't you do this and get paid for it? How about that? Doesn't that sound smart? So just know, people want to see your journey. They want to do it with you. You do not need to be at your goal at all to be a coach. I hope that's very, very clear. And I mean, I wasn't at all. I had lost 7 and I went on to lose 60. Also, it is not a perfect journey. And if you go back and look at my social media, and all my friends on here know this, I gained some weight back and lost and gained and lost and gained and lost until I got serious. And I never would have gotten serious if it wasn't for this group and my coach, Lene, and all the accountability there, okay? So don't be afraid if you're not at your goal. I promise you, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, okay? All right, Lori Redding, you are next, my friend, who used to work at the Jukebox Junction, which is my favorite two words ever. Jukebox Junction, Lori Redding.
You're hilarious. And Hot
I'm
Wheels.
coming. I'm coming on Jukebox Junction.
Y'all, did you find me? And Hot Wheels and Water Bugs. I haven't told you about that one, Molly. Jukebox Junction and Hot Wheels and Water Bugs. Y'all, my name's Lori Redding. I've been coaching for about 5.5 years. I lost about 45 pounds on this plan back in 2019. Anyway, what's next? Like, you're like, okay, you've heard all this awesome stuff. What's next? Well, here it is. I'm going to tell you. It's finding some pictures and thinking about your first post. Okay. We got to find some pictures, y'all. Y'all have got some good some pictures during, like from before you started playing, during playing. Some of you guys are further along, wherever you are, it's finding some pictures. And if you don't have any, you got to go take some. And then you've got to start digging a little bit for some pictures before you ever started playing. Guys, I didn't have any. I mean, I had like 3. And one of them I found on like my stepdad's camera. Like, that's kind of creepy. But like, he was taking a picture of Mom and I, like trying to lick the mixer from some cookie we were making. We were fighting over the batter, right? Who did that? That was on my stepdad's picture or camera. It's a horrible picture, but it was a great before picture. And it made me realize how far I had come. Before I started this plan in 2019, Christmas 2018, I didn't have any pictures. I didn't have any clothes that fit. I wore scrubs to work and they didn't even fit. And if I had a picture anywhere, it was deleted. So sometimes you have to go fishing for those before pictures on your friends' phones, your kids' phones. I mean, they can take some doozies. And back on social media, who on here has untagged yourself in a picture before? Girl, me. It popped up, or y'all, it might be more than girls here. I'm sorry. Y'all, me. Like if you untagged yourself, like put connected in the chat, like a little notification would come up. I'd be like, oh, heck no, that's not going on my social media. So you do have to go digging for those before pictures just a little bit. And then you've got to take a current picture. Where are you now? Does it matter that you're not at the end of your journey? No, because this is a journey. People connect to you during the journey. And then you got to write down some stuff, y'all. You've got to write down. And here I'm going to kind of give you an example because I did say something about Christmas 2018. Christmas 2018, let me think about that. How did I feel? I was defeated. I was a little bit puffy. None of my britches fit, and I didn't want to be in any picture with my kids. And I probably was not very energetic. Like, we have a little snow here today. Like, I'm going to go outside and participate. Do you think I would have participated in 2018? No. So I needed to think about how I felt then before I ever did plan. How do I feel now? Or how do I feel during plan? Well, my britches fit and my scrubs at the hospital. I'm energetic. I'm a little bit happier. I have more self-confidence. So think about how you felt before you ever reached out to your coach. Jot some things down about that. I want you to jot down how you're feeling now, and we are going to put that into your first post. Your coach is going to help you. Don't do this without them helping you because there's some strategy to it for sure. But I just want you to be thinking about that just a little bit. Now, some of y'all are like, heck to the no. I'm not putting that on social media. Well, you just might do it. I said that too. I told my coach, Melissa, y'all heard from her earlier, I'm not doing that. And she was like, okay. She knew I wanted to pay for my box. She knew my husband was persnickety. He was a real budget guy, and I had tried to hide that brown box from him, which was not successful. So I was like, okay, I want to pay for the box. And I put the first post out. Guys, everybody was encouraging. They were like, go, go, go. Like, people were positive. They were sliding into my DMs, texting me, like on my post, Lori, I'm so proud of you. What are you doing? Guys, I felt like my head was like this big. I got so much positive feedback. from posting, and I was so nervous. And when I finally did it and pulled the trigger, I put my phone down, walked away, came back to so much positivity. And I did. If my head was this small when I did it, it was this big after I posted. And it felt good because so many people need this. They need health. Some of y'all know I'm an occupational therapist by training. I see lots of people that being overweight affects their health. And I believe that we all absolutely have the answer to this. And you are going to reach more people by posting. I reached a few people by walking around the hospital and letting them see that my scrubs fit better, right? But I reached more people by posting. So your homework for me is to find some of those old pictures, maybe get a little gussied up today and take some new pictures if you don't have any. Look through people's phones. If you have teenagers' phones, if they'll let you have them, like look through and find some good pictures. Search your face and you are going to find some doozies, I promise. And then I want you to put those thoughts on paper. How did you feel before plan? Whatever that was for you. How do you feel now? Was it a holiday that comes to mind like it is for me? Was it walking out to the children's soccer game if you had to like walk a long way across the field? What was it? Was it for my mom? It was getting up off the floor from playing with my kids. Are you a grandma and you can't get in the floor and play with your kids and now you or grandkids and now you can? What is it for you that is different, that is going to resonate with others? I want you to talk about that with your coach when you get off this call, and really dig into those pain points that may connect with other people. Because some of the stuff my coach posted, she probably didn't say fitting in her britches, but her picture showed me that she was fitting in her britches better. I was connected. I was connected. So that's my homework for y'all. And it's so worth it. And it's so fun. And it does bring you a slew of people that are going to cheer you along. And I also agree with the accountability thing. Like, I love having this group of people to be accountable to. So thanks for listening.
Thanks, Lori. Oh my gosh, so good. You and the jukebox junction and gussied up and britches. I mean, can you listen to her talk all day? And y'all, I want to tell you this. I just thought of something. We're going to actually throw to Lene next, who is my coach. I'm so very lucky. There was another person while I was thinking about losing weight for my 50th birthday. There was another person posting that I was seeing. I was seeing her some, and I was seeing Lene a lot. And Lene was bold. And honestly, I didn't really know. They could have been doing different things. It ends up they were both Optavia coaches. But I reached out to Lene, and I didn't know Lene that well at the time. Now she's like my sister, like, can't wait to see you Thursday, Lene. Come in. She spoke to me. So you are going to speak to who you are supposed to speak to. Okay. I just want you to know that. Like, that's who I contacted. So Lene, I'm going to throw to you. I love you.
Oh my God, I love you, Molly. Y'all, I'm just sitting here and listening to this, and I have chills. I could cry. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine if I would have never pressed that join me now button on this journey and I would have never said yes? The lives just today that you've heard that haven't been impacted, not to mention the hundreds of thousands of lives that have said yes and have changed since I said yes in 2018. It's almost been 7 years. 7 years, y'all. 80 pounds down. I started coaching probably 15 pounds less than a month in, still obese, 215 pounds. People were attracted to the twinkle that came back in my eye, right? Not the after. And so I'm here today to help you push the join me now button. I'm not the directives girl by any means, but let me tell you what this means. When you press join me now and pay $199 for your coach kit, by the way, that job form that you're going to fill out, your coach is going to direct you on how to get the $50 off. Okay. So ask your coach, how do I get this $50 off? What do I need to do? But I want to tell you what comes in your kit. You know what? A bunch of pens and a bunch of shit. I don't even really know what comes in the kit, but I'm going to tell you what really comes in the kit. Your insurance policy that you're not going back. I'm never going back to that Lene in 2018. Personal development plan. Boundaries. Communication, the next level to your journey. Confidence, purpose, finances. You get to be the CEO of a business. You own your own business. Structure, this community, the most valuable part. I can't imagine if I would have not said yes. I know you have no idea what's ahead of you, just like you saw all of these people speak today, how their lives have changed. Guys, talk to your coach and ask them what's next. Fill out this jot form. You do not know whose life is on the other side of you saying yes to this. Molly, are you going to wrap us up today?
Okay, good. Sorry. It wasn't letting me unmute. We've got a couple. Yes, Lene, thank you. I love you. We've got a couple questions, and I want Kristen actually to address this one about the $50 off. So, Kristen, I'm going to throw to you, and then I'm going to look and see if we have anything else we need to talk about.
Well, I just have to say too, y'all saw my 12-year-old son on here. He goes, Mom, that call is so fun. I want to just stay here and listen. So he's been sitting here ready to sign up when he's 18. Okay, so give me 2 seconds. Okay. Sorry, this is real life. We yell at children too during these calls, and you'll see people nursing, you'll see husbands asking questions. It's a whole thing. You don't have to have a perfect scenario. So for everyone who's on this call right now, and fills out the coach interest jot form that we've put in the chat, and we can put it in the chat again, and gets your post written, ready to go, we're going to give y'all $50 off your coach kit until Monday morning at 8 a.m. We're going to give y'all 48 hours. That's plenty of time. I love that short time frame because raise your hand if you tend to overthink things. We have a lot of overthinkers on our team, okay? So we want to give y'all a short time frame. Write your post with your coach, and y'all don't overthink the post. I always tell people, write it as a rescue letter to the old version of you. So write your post, fill out the jot form. You'll get $50 off your coach kit. That means your coach kit is only $150, y'all. I love when people say, how much do I have, or how much is it to buy in as a coach? I always lie and tell them like 1,700 or 1,800 because that's how much other companies are. And then I'm like, just kidding. It's 150. Y'all, you go to the Applebee's and spend $150. I don't know where Applebee's just came into my brain, but you go, you know what I mean? You can go get supper for $150. So you are buying a business for $150. And so that's only available for the next 48 hours. So make sure you guys have filled that out. And you know what? I love the number of people that put in the chat that they're looking to pay for their box. I think every single one of us on this call, that was our first goal too. Like, how nice would that be to pay for your box? Most of us quickly surpass that like the first week or so. That's pretty darn exciting. The possibilities are huge, but at first, let's just focus on that. Let's focus on you paying for your box and then helping other people get healthy. And Sharon Davis, my 12-year-old, is standing right here to tell you, go Eagles. He has been so excited the whole call that you have your Eagles gear on. So I had to say that for him. So, all right, Molly, who am I throwing it to next?
I think we're going to wrap up. I want to say a couple things. Y'all, 150 of you have already turned in your jot form. I mean, we are going to have a huge, awesome pledge class of new coaches. This makes me so happy. 150 of you said yes. Yay. Proud of you. One question I saw was, how do you make the side-by-sides? Your coach will help you with that, and you'll learn that very easily. It's not hard at all, I promise. It's not hard at all.
Hey, Molly, can I say one more? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead,
Kristen.
Kristen.
Based on some questions I'm seeing in the chat, there are no quotas. That is not something you guys have to worry about. We may have said that already, but I want to reiterate that because people get very nervous about quotas. I know that was my only question. I was ready to do whatever, but don't give me a quota because I didn't want pressure. There are no quotas. You do not have to hold any inventory. You do not get penalized if you bring on a coach who becomes really successful. I think there's some other companies that are somehow structured that way. There's no penalties. Y'all, if you just want to sign up to coach to be with the freaking most badass group of women around, Great. We want you here. We want people who maybe like me have never really fit in anywhere. You have a place to fit in and you get to go help people. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about quotas. Don't worry about inventory. It's a really like, I'm not going to say no pressure, no stress, because I actually think pressure is a privilege. You have a pressure to help other people get healthy. So I had to jump in and say that, Molly.
Oh, I'm so glad you did, Kristen, because that's so true. That does stress people out, and it's not the case. And y'all, I want to say this. I want you to see, because Lene, hang on, I got to get back to gallery. I can't stand to not see y'all. Hold on. Okay. Because Lene said yes to coaching, every human on this call's life has changed. So I want you to see you can have that kind of ripple effect, and it just starts with one, and you just keep going. Like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful I coach. Thank you, Lene, because everything is different. Everything. I'm not the same person that I was in 2018. Like, that girl's gone, and bless her. And I'm going to find more of her. Okay? So thank you for coming. I didn't expect us to do all that and say, but I'm just really emotional about it in that way. So I love y'all. I love seeing my buddies on here, and they're going to be new buddies. We can't wait. 150 of you already. Thanks for letting me live out my QVC dreams again. I love it. Okay, y'all have the best Saturday, and we'll see you on our next coach